There's a particular moment just before writing when ideas seem to dance on the edge between clarity and chaos. It's like watching a storm through a window. Everything seems to move, but nothing stays still long enough to be grasped. We find ourselves staring at a blank page or a glowing screen, carrying a hidden desire to write something meaningful, beautiful, and flawless. Every word feels like a crucial brick in building a bridge to whoever will read it. But the more we try to place those bricks with precision, the more fragile the entire structure seems. Often, we worry more about how our words will appear to others than about what we genuinely want to say. Every sentence is weighed with the same care as a jeweler inspecting a precious stone. Every thought is filtered as if it had to pass through a fine sieve. In the end, what remains is often a faded reflection of our true emotions, like an image seen through fogged glass. But what if, just once, we let go of every filter? What if we allowed words to flow like a roaring stream after a storm, without worrying about how they'll look? What if we gave ourselves permission to write badly, to be inconsistent, to let uncomfortable or ridiculous thoughts emerge? This approach has nothing to do with stylistic perfection. It's an invitation to throw open the doors of our minds and let the air in without asking for permission. It's like diving into water without knowing how deep it is. Writing nonstop, without looking back, without correcting anything, that's the heart of a practice as simple as it is revolutionary. In this space of total freedom, words might start weaving together without any apparent pattern, forming unexpected shapes. We might find ourselves writing something we didn't even realize we were thinking, or discovering emotions we had buried so deeply we'd forgotten they existed. Every written word becomes a small piece of truth, a fragment that, joined with others, creates a raw yet authentic map of what truly lives in our minds. This practice isn't just writing, it's exploration, discovery, and in a way, healing. It's an act of trust in ourselves and in our ability to express ourselves, even if imperfectly. Choose a topic that strikes a chord deep within you. It might be a conversation you've always postponed, a memory that returns in quiet moments, a question you've never answered, or a fear you keep hidden even from yourself. It doesn't have to be something grand or dramatic. It just has to be real. Set a timer for 2 minutes and start writing. Don't stop, even if the words seem nonsensical, even if you feel like you're rambling. Write as if you're speaking to someone who will never judge you, or as if you're whispering a secret into the wind. It's a process that requires trust that something will emerge from that chaos, that an invisible thread will connect those seemingly scattered thoughts. Sometimes what emerges can be surprising. Perhaps you'll find yourself writing about a forgotten childhood episode, or a moment you thought insignificant, but now shines with new clarity. Maybe you'll uncover a thought you would never admit to yourself, or an emotion you buried under layers of rationality and self-control. You might write something like, "Honestly, I've never forgotten that day, even though I pretend I have." Or perhaps, "It frustrates me to see how little I actually listen to myself." Other times, you might stumble upon a sentence that feels like it came from someone else, almost as if it was whispered by a hidden part of yourself. These moments of revelation are precious because they unveil truths that often remain submerged. Every word, every image, every fragment can become a clue to better understand who you truly are. This exercise isn't about the final result, but about the journey through the flow of your most authentic thoughts. This technique isn't just a tool for writing, but a powerful way to create an honest dialogue with ourselves, free from filters and barriers. Every day, we find ourselves wearing different masks, one for work, one for family, one for friends. Each mask is a reflection of what we think others expect from us, a shield against judgment and vulnerability. But these masks aren't light. They weigh on us, accumulate, and become burdens we carry everywhere. Over time, these defenses come with a price: insomnia, anxiety, irritability, chronic fatigue, and that strange, persistent feeling of never truly being ourselves. Sometimes, we pause and wonder if anyone really knows the person behind those masks, or if even we remember who we are without them. Writing unfiltered means peeling away these masks, one layer at a time. It's like looking at yourself in the mirror without makeup, without poses. Every word written is a small fragment of truth, a tile that brings us back to ourselves. It's an exercise in courage, because it demands we face what we often avoid, our fears, our regrets, our hidden desires. But it's also an act of kindness toward ourselves, because it allows us to accept those parts of us that we tend to reject. Every line becomes a bridge connecting our surface to our deepest essence. It's a process that might hurt, but in the end, it creates space for a new lightness, as if we had finally set down a weight we didn't realize we were carrying. Free writing is like throwing open the door to a room that's been closed for years. Fresh air flows in, stagnant thoughts drift away. It's not about writing well or creating something worth sharing. It's a private, personal, almost sacred act. A way to create a safe space where you can be completely honest with yourself. Resistance to this practice is natural. There are things we'd rather not see, thoughts we'd rather not acknowledge. But facing them, in black and white, can be liberating. It's a bit like looking into a mirror without filters, without soft lighting to hide imperfections. At first, it might be frightening, but over time, it becomes a ritual of acceptance. This exercise doesn't require complex tools. Paper, a pen, and a few minutes of time are all you need. Don't expect to create a masterpiece or to feel better immediately. But rest assured that every word allowed to flow freely is a small step toward a more authentic version of yourself. Maybe not every word will make sense. Maybe you'll read what you wrote, and it'll feel like the monologue of a stranger. But amidst that confusion, you'll find glimpses of clarity. Sentences that strike like lightning, thoughts that resonate within you with disarming sincerity. In the end, unfiltered writing isn't an act of rebellion against the rules of writing. It's an act of courage against the rules we impose on ourselves. It's a way to rediscover parts of us we've forgotten or hidden. And perhaps, at the end of this quiet little rebellion, we'll find something even more precious. A moment of peace, a simple truth, a deeper breath. I would love to hear what you think in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any content, and thanks for watching this video.